They really are committing to having the third years graduate. So while I can, I want to commemorate that by crying my eyes out and modeling and 3D printing the third years in their Dakishimeru Hanabira outfits. Though the thing is, I'm a beginner when it comes to modeling and have not printed anything before, so this will all be new for me. So, I know you start with a cube, and then it's done. These are the final models I ended up with. I tried to simplify the details but still keep the same feeling, like with the roses on Kozue's hair, which I completely replaced, since I couldn't model one that I liked and would have enough detail when printed. Overall, they're pretty simple, but I think they came out cute enough. The outfit itself being simple really saved me. My first attempt at printing was with Kozue, which came out smaller than I wanted and the flower was less detailed than I liked. The second attempt was much better with the detail, but I ended up printing her too big. It was also here where I realized I forgot to add her hair swoop thing, and the neck hole I made was too small and would cause the head to move around a lot. The third attempt was where I got it right. It was a good size, I added the hair swoop, and the head does not move a lot from its spot. Then I went to print Megumi, and I didn't realize the scale was off when printing, and she ended up being way smaller than Kozue. Or maybe it was just a scale. Anyways, I had to reprint her in the right size to match Kozue. Next was Tsuzuri, which I have no idea why, but the printer I was using refused to print her 3 separate times, which was annoying, but I also noticed I forgot to add the balls. I don't really know what they are. Clips? To her hair. I finally got her to print, with the clips included, and she might be my favorite with how she's turning out. Though I'm starting to realize the problems that are going to come with painting them all. I forgot to plan for that, but I'll figure it out somehow. And here they are together, unpainted. Next, I started with sanding and trying to smooth them out and cover up the holes left from the printer. And I know it takes time to smooth things out, but I didn't realize how long it would actually take. I spent the morning and a good portion of the afternoon sanding them. In the end, it didn't really get to the level of smoothness that I wanted. I found online that wood filler would have been good to use, which I should have used and probably will end up using if I make any more models in the future. So onto painting, I started with their dress, which I couldn't decide if the base color I chose was too light or too dark. Also, the color of the outfit is different depending on the arts. Probably due to lighting, but that made it harder to figure out what the actual color of it was. Also, those small spaces are really coming to bite me. I should have printed the models in different pieces, cause getting to those without painting the area around it is difficult. I tried to add the gradient to the dress with it getting lighter to the bottom. Not sure how much it shows on camera, but in person it's slightly noticeable. I had to be careful when painting the ribbon, and again here I realized I should have bought some filler to smooth it out. It would have come out much cleaner and made the painting process easier too. But hey, live and learn. Moving on to their heads, I started with the hair color, and then skin, and then smaller details. While painting Tsuzuri's hair, I thought that I should have gotten some better paint since I, for the most part, had been using some cheaper paints which had been working fine for me up to this point. But the white on Tsuzuri's hair took many layers and didn't come out as even as I wanted it. It was also while painting her hair where I realized I had placed her clips on the left side in the wrong place. I don't know how I didn't notice since I'm pretty sure I double checked, but I guess it somehow slipped me. It's too late to change that now, so pretend they're in the right place. The small area on Kozue's hair gave me some trouble since I couldn't reach my brush to the smaller areas and had to be moving it so I could see it from different angles to make sure I didn't leave any area unpainted. And again, because I was somehow very forgetful when modeling them, even though I was staring at them for hours, I realized I forgot to add the small bit of hair sticking out on the back side of her head. Though at least this is the last thing that I forgot to add. I think. Megumi was thankfully pretty straightforward. Only real thing was I needed multiple coats for her hair. And finally, I went back to the dress to add in the flower designs on them. I also cleaned up the paint and decided to make the gradient a little bit more noticeable to finish them up. And here they are. I don't have one of those spinning table things, so this will have to do. I'm recording this the day Kozue had her last stream, and let me tell you, I did not expect to tear up once she started teaching us how to draw her. The third years have really become one of my favorites, not only in Hasunosora, but in all of Love Live, with Kozue becoming my second favorite. I really wish they wouldn't graduate them entirely, and instead kept them around, especially with the seiyus. But sadly that isn't up to me. In a way, I think it's fitting. Hasunosora is probably the closest it'll get to a real Love Live, and the message that started with Muse. School idols shine brightly because they have such a small time to, so they have to make the best that they can out of it. And with the real-time story and streams, it really felt like we watched them grow through the years. Kozue, Tsuzuri, Megumi, Oisama, Kocchan, Konachi. Though it was only 2 years, they experienced what being a school idol was like, and I do hope to one day see them together on stage again. Maybe with the future generations of Hasunosora. But until then, all I could say is, thank you, and good luck.